People often ask me, Grant, why do you wait till almost February usually to do your best and worst of the year list? Because there's always one movie that doesn't get to me until January that sneaks in under the radar and totally floors me. And this year we've had two. There was Better Man and now this. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. And today we're talking about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. And that movie is Nickel Boys. Nickel Boys is based on the 2019 novel The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, the great author Colson Whitehead. It's co-written by and directed by Ramel Ross, whose only previous feature was a documentary entitled Hill County This Morning, This Evening. I have not seen it, but I actually physically, I bought it on digital because I want to see it now because this is how good this movie was. And then there was also a trailer for it in the pre-show at the Alamo. It's also co-written by Jocelyn Barnes, who I guess produced his first feature. So now we have Nickel Boys. What is the film about? Well, the film centers on a young man by the name of Elwood, played by, at various ages in the main story of the film, by Ethan Cole Sharp and Ethan Heresy. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's the early 1960s, and as the story begins, right around the time of Martin Luther King's 1962 in Jim Crow era Tallahassee, Florida. It's right around the time, early on in the film, where MLK's I Have a Dream speech has hit, and Elwood, or L for short, is trying to get by. He's making it, he's getting into college early, at the age of 17. He's being raised by his loving, wonderful grandmother, played by Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor, and then who's around a lot and is great. But very soon he ends up hitching a ride with a fella who is pulled over by the cops under, racist circumstances and is caught in the middle. And as punishment, he is sent to what is called the Nickel Academy, which is essentially a reform school for boys, which is, despite the changes going on in the country by this point, is segregated. He is, in more ways than one, not only segregated physically, but also in the treatment. Let's put it this way. White students are treated relatively poorly. There might be some minor, strictness and abuse, but the black kids the black, young men at this academy are brutalized and beaten and abused, and some of them end up even, not surviving. And through the Elwood eventually forms an unlikely friendship with one of his new academy mates, a fellow by the name of Turner, played by Brandon Wilson, and eventually they begin a friendship that is threatened by the environment they are now in, and the circumstances around the people overseeing them, and the horrors that await. And we are forced to not look away from said horror, because in a very uncompromising, brave, and terrific choice, the entire film is shot in first person, including not just first person for a single character, a first person for both our lead characters at different moments. It's a ever-shifting first person perspective. As we witness the horrors and the also joys of finding hope and friendship in said horrific environment. This is the story. And, folks, I often say words fail me, but it's usually for one of two things. Either a movie I loathe or a movie I love. But not just love, where a movie that I love so much that I literally am sitting back in my seat stunned when the credits roll, where I just feel like the wind is knocked out of me. Nickel Boys is the latter. I absolutely loved this film. I thought this was an absolutely triumphant movie. It is one of those handful of films that I guess qualify from last year, like The Brutalist, or Anora, or Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, or Look Back, or Sing Sing, where I just sit in my seat when it's over and just sit there taking this movie in and taking in the power of it and just letting it wash over me. This movie is 2.5 hours. I wouldn't have cut a second. It's experimental in its approach. Not only is there first person, it's a mix of first person as well as archival footage and images inserted as transitional moments and montages for key sort of moments in the film. Very well handled, kind of Spike Lee-esque in the way that it's, and a little bit also of Ricky Dambros in the way that it takes these images and ideas from history and mixes in with the story of this friendship. And this is actually based on a real place. I believe the name of it is, it's not called the Nickel Academy, but it's called the Dozier School for Boys. This is a real place, and yeah, it was horrific. It's a horror show. But the thing is that as dark as this subject matter is, and as bleak as it is, it never becomes oppressive because we are seeing it so vividly through the eyes of these characters that our focus is never on anything other than our empathy for these two young men. And that's what makes this movie great, is that it never falls into overwrought, suffering porn. This is a story that is hopeful even at its darkest, because it's about these human beings and their journey together. I loved this film. I thought this movie was one of the rare movies of recent that made me simultaneously gasp, my jaw hanging open, holding my hand to my face, and then bursting into tears at the same time in a movie theater. This movie stunned me in both its visual brilliance and its character brilliance. I love Nickel Boys. This is one of the very best films, not only of 2024, it's one of the very best films of the 2020 so far. It's also one of the best films of the 21st century. It's also one of the best films I've ever seen. Yeah, it's that good. I love this film. This is a masterpiece, and I'm going to give Nickel Boys one of these. Yeah, you see it. Bang. 5 out of 5 stars plus. This is one of the finest films of recent memory. I adored this movie. Definitely go see Nickel Boys. It's worth it. And it's the best kind of movie. It's the empathy machine at full volume, and you come out of it a different person than you were walking into it, just a little bit. I love films like that. So yeah, Nickel Boys, and Ramel Ross, what a terrific filmmaker. This is his feature debut again. He previously did a documentary feature. This is a triumph. Yeah, way to go. Amazing. Disney, keep your grubby hands off of him. Do not do to him what you did to Barry Jenkins. I will be pissed. Anyway, Nickel Boys, 5 out of 5 stars plus. Let's close the book on it. Trailer Trash. Let's talk about some Trailer Trash. This is a first on Trailer Trashes, and first in my movie-going experience. This is the first time I think ever I've seen a red band trailer in a PG-13 movie. This movie is a PG-13 rated movie that had a red band trailer in it. That being Warfare, the latest from Alex Garland. We've talked about it. It looks good. Black Bag, talked about it, looks good. And A Working Man, talked about it, looks good. And that's it. And was there Schmarma? No, there was not. All right, that is it. We will be back tomorrow for a review of Autumn and the Black Jaguar. We also have coming up the best and worst films of the decade so far. On Sunday, Monday is Hard Truths. Tuesday is Wish You Were Here. That's all coming up, and that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Love you, class dismissed. I love you, 2000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a commenting. Say, Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can find me on all my social media. I'm on literally everything, and either Raised on Popcorn with Grant or Raised on Popcorn. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. I want to know down below, what did you think of Nickel Boys? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below. Let me know. And until we meet again, we're all Raised on Popcorn. Made mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. See you around. Bye.